Okay, this is the People's Matter program. I'm your host, Chalangat Diana, and our today's guest is Mrs. Limo. She's been guiding us through human development, and last week we looked at human development in two stages, that is infancy and childhood. So today we are going to look at adolescence. So welcome.
Thank you, Diana. Today we are going to go through adolescence, and adolescence is it's a very interesting stage in life, and it's taken from 12 to 18 or 19 years, though at times it is also known to even exceed up to early 20s. Yeah, this is the years where there is the role is identity versus role confusion. Yeah, it is very challenging, but again, it's a very interesting stage. Yeah, so this is a stage where it is occupied with a lot of self-search and identity, and there are also a lot of body changes. Like for example, for the girl, there will be enlargement of the breast. There is also broadening of the hips, and we have the monthly periods. So this is a time where the girl child needs to be supported, so that they are able to move on with their lifestyle. And for the boy, there is also deep voice. There is broadening of the chest, and there is even the Adam's apple. Yeah, and at times it is very helpful that the concerns are explained, and that it is very normal to have those body changes, because that is normal growth. Yeah, this is also a stage whereby these adolescents, they have so many questions. Yeah, they have a lot of whys. Yeah, why do we go to church? Why do visitors have to come? Why do we have to visit? And why in so many areas? Like especially if you have a pattern in your house, they will always question, why do you do this? So why do you deny them to go with a certain group? And so it is time to explain them and tell them the do's and the don'ts, so that we are not just saying, no, don't do this, but they need a lot of explanations. Yeah, they also want to be accepted by the others, or the other group, or by the rest of the family. And peer group is very important according to them. They like working with age mates, playing with them, going to parties, and so to them that is a very important group. Yeah, and so we need to guide them and help them to understand and be in the right group. They also like going for an outing. Yeah, you realize they like parties, attending, or even going for a walk. Yeah, and so it is good, we also as a parent, it's good to remember that they are growing, and it is very normal for them to do that. They just need to be guided. They look for fame, and to be known as heroes. Yeah, especially when they have done so well. Maybe they are in school, and or whatever activities they have done, it could be games, they need to be recognized, and it is very healthy for them. It really boosts their morale and their self-esteem. So it is good they are appreciated. They always think they know it all at times. Yeah, so it's good that we sit them down and correct them where we think they have gone wrong. Yeah, they also like talking a lot of sheng language. Yeah, and I know at times as parents we may feel bad. Yeah, when they talk, and actually they can talk about you, and you are seated there, and you will not know. Yeah, they talk, they have their language, but according to them there's nothing wrong. So it's good to understand them, and really be able to travel with them. Yeah, they also get mixed up when handling tough issues. Yeah, when they get very tough issues, like for example, a girl becomes pregnant, they really get mixed up. They don't know how to handle that. So that is something very tough. And even likewise for the boy child, like as has impregnated a girl, that is a very tough issue, and they get stuck. So it is good that we get closer to them, and so that they are able to share. During this time, there should be a lot of bonding with the youth. One other thing which is very significant with this age is they are very moody. Yeah, their mood swings so often. Yeah, morning hours they can be okay. Within a short time they are very moody, and even for no apparent reason. But it is just a growth, and so you realize that they get stressed up very easily. Even for something that you as a parent you may think this was not something big, but to them it is something very big, and so they get very moody. Yeah, which can also lead to stress. It can also lead to depression, and some even commit suicide. Yeah, out of that, something you think it is small, but according to them, it has really pressed them down. So it's always good to bond and be able to tell when they are down, and also stand with them and educate them that it is normal to be moody, because it is a characteristic of that age. Yeah.
Now you've talked of the tremendous physical, emotional, behavioral changes in adolescent stage. What role should a parent play? How close should a parent be to the child?
Yeah. Thank you so much, Diana. This is really a time where the parent should be closer. Many times we stand far. We think they have grown, they are big, and so we don't have so much. But it is good to continue bonding. Yeah, bond with them, relate well with them, so that whatever changes, whatever behaviors that we see, we'll be able to correct them. When we're able to stand with them and tell them the advantages and the disadvantages of the same behaviors. Yeah. So it is very important that we really travel and bond with them. Yeah.
What about these children who are not with their parents, especially whereby you find a parent taking as a young child to boarding school? What do you think happens to them?
Yeah.
Who should they consult?
Yeah, thank you. It is very challenging, especially when the children are taken to boarding when they are so young. That means someone else steps in, yeah, as the mother or as the father, which is also a very big challenge. Yeah, so it is always good to be able to balance, yeah, so that even if the child goes to boarding, because maybe by the time a mother or a parent thinks that the child needs to go to boarding, there could be another reason behind. But really, it is good if the parent is able to stay with his child, yeah, at least until when they are able to decide some of these things and be able to understand even why they have to go to boarding. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
When it comes to maybe decision making, you just talked of maybe they get stressed, especially when they find themselves in difficult situations like pregnancy, like drug abuse.
Yeah.
How do you think they make their decisions?
Yeah, it is a challenge if they are making their own decisions on their own. Yeah, and that is why we insist. Yeah, as a counselor, we insist that the parent should really be able to bond with this child, all cut across. Yeah, be it at school time, at least when it comes to visiting, you go to school. It comes to school other curriculums, be there and be able to note. Yeah, maybe there are one or two changes. Yeah, so that we are able to help them and be able to realize that there could be something wrong. Yeah, because I think at times we don't learn of this early enough. Yeah, and like if we learn of it, then we will be able to chip in and understand with the child. Yeah.
At this stage, you've talked of changes.
Yeah.
Like it is a major milestone whereby you find your child is shifting to adolescent stage, and there are so many changes. When can you tell if your child is heading to the right direction or the wrong direction.
It is very important that because we are bonding, as we are emphasizing on bonding and relating well with this child, a parent will be able to tell, like maybe the child begins coming home late, maybe the child begins isolating themselves, a certain behavior that has not been there. Then it is time to begin to really try to explore what would be happening in the mind of this child. So, but you, as a parent, you may not be able to understand and tell if you are not bonding. So it is very important to really bond and relate well with this, with have time with these children. It is very important. When you have time, you'll be able to tell one or two things. And then you intervene. In a very in a manner that the child will not feel offended, in a manner that you will also learn a lot, rather than getting annoyed and shouting. Then the child will close. But you learn a lot if you go down and sit, discuss, and come up with a way forward as you reason together.
What about when maybe choosing friends, choosing company? Should a parent come in, chip in, maybe help him or her choose friends, or they are left to make their own decisions?
It is very important that a parent intervenes. And as I said, we don't just intervene to say, no, this should be your friend, but give reasons as to why maybe that other child you are not encouraging your daughter or your son to be friends. It is good because it's not the person that is bad, but it is the behavior, it is the character, it is the actions or the things that they do that we don't like. So it's good to identify those things and tell the child, I'm not able to encourage you, take this so and so to be your friend because of 1, 2, 3. And the end result of this is this and this. So the child will be able to see, kumbe, it is not the person as such, but it is the behavior. It is what they do that my parents don't like. It is not that child. And also because children are, a child is a child, it's also good, if possible, to even approach the parent of the other children who are doing the wrong things, so that we are able to stand in at the gap. A parent remains a parent, cut across. So that we are able to help even that other parent to be able to bring up their children. So that we are not running away from the bad children, but we are also helping them to change their behaviors if possible. But that's now going through the parents.
What about adolescent children, whereby you find that you are shifting, but now you don't have the right role models, especially if your parent is not a good role model? What do you think happens to such kids?
It is very true that we are the way we are today because of a certain role model in our lives. Someone who became a role model. But at times these children, they also miss their role model. So it is a challenge. But again, as I say, somewhere along the line in someone's life, there is always a role model. So if one can be helped to identify, even if it is not a parent, it could be the uncle, it could be the aunt, it could be cousin, so that there is someone, a man figure or a woman figure in that life, his or her life, who can emulate and see that becomes the role model. So at least there is always someone you can pick to be a role model. But again, it's also important that if they are able to share out, then they'll be able to be helped.
Okay, viewers, we are going for a short break, and when we come back, we are going to talk more on now shifting from adolescent to adult, young adults. So stay tuned.